Congressman, President Biden made this bizarre claim this week that inflation is at zero. Who is going to get taxed from this massive spending plan? Your thoughts?
Let me tell you, the joint, for one, this administration makes all kinds of weird statements. They said that the original Build Back Better bill would cost zero as well, but it cost $5.1 trillion. I would tell him to talk to any hardworking American and to see what they think inflation is. In fact, they know that going to the grocery store, everything's costing more.
That's Jason Smith, the ranking member of the House Budget Committee, on the impact President Biden's tax and spend policies are having on the country. Inflation is hovering at a 40-year high at 8.5%, and Americans are feeling the sting, paying more on everyday essential items from gasoline to milk and eggs and electricity. On Thursday, the New York Times reported that a growing number of Americans are taking out loans just to buy groceries. Here now in the economic dilemma many people are facing on a daily basis is Utah Republican Congressman Burgess Owens. He sits on both the Judiciary Committee and the Education and Labor Committees. Congressman, good to see you. Set me straight on this. So you see the Fed, they're raising rates to deal with inflation, and at the very same time you have House and Senate Democrats with Biden spending way more money pouring the fuel on inflation. This is like psychotic. Fed's working to address it. Dems are working to make it worse.
Thank you, Sean. First of all, great interview, by the way, with Mike before now. Let me tell you what I've learned over the last year and a half, and this is something Americans, I think, need to kind of embrace. What you're seeing is not a lack of common sense. It's not a lack of just being clueless. It's on purpose. We have to understand we have a hard left of the Democratic Party who care less about any of us Americans. And Democrats or Republicans, independents, they use misery as a political strategy. And what we're seeing here with inflation is not only an attack on the poor, but attack on the middle class. It's a way to get Americans to be hopeless, to lean further into dependency on the government. And I'm telling you, as a Black American, seen this over the last 60 years, to a community that was remarkably successful before they leaned in on us. I'm here to serve as a warning board. It's the same thing they've done to my community, to the Hispanic community, to the American Indian, they're trying to do to our country. That is destroy our faith in our future, get us hopeless, and destroy particularly the middle class and business ownership. So know this is who the hard left is. They hate what we stand for. And we have to make sure we understand that and fight up against them big time.
You know, Congressman, the Democrats say they care about the little guy, the men and women who are struggling to make ends meet. But to your point, these policies that have brought us more inflation have been destroying the economic success of the poor and middle class Americans. We have an election coming in November. The number one issue that voters say they care about is inflation. So do you think voters will hold them to account, throw Democrats out and bring more Republicans in, which means more common sense on the issue of inflation?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you how we're going to do that. We have a remarkably strategic and smart leadership in the House. This last year, as a conference, we've been discussing, having task force. What do the American people really want? Look to the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to come out with a plan of what we look for, what we plan on doing, what the American people want, and how we're going to solve it. And I'll tell you what we're going to do is give Americans hope. And I mean, I say this, I'm talking to all Americans, Democrats, Independents, Republicans. We all feel the same way when we start getting into this common denominator of misery. And the next few weeks, look for the Republican Party to come out with a commitment that will allow Americans to see this is what we stand for, not just what we stand against. And it's going to shine so much more light and hope to American people than what the Democrats have done, who again, look at divisiveness, anger, hopelessness. We're going to see the difference in the two parties. And believe me, there will be a red wave, and the American people will actually show exactly who we're all about and what our DNA has always been about, and is freedom. And I'm excited about the opportunity. We'll see that in the coming weeks for sure.
Yes, freedom it is. All right, meanwhile, as inflation rages on with no end in sight, President Biden is focusing his energy on MAGA and Republicans. Is that the best use of his time with the number of pressing issues facing the country? We'll examine next, again with Burgess Owens.
But as I stand here tonight, equality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. MAGA Republicans have made their choice. They embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. They live not in the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies.
That's President Biden delivering a primetime address on Thursday, which focused on MAGA and Republicans, not the number of critical issues facing the country. And we're back with Utah Republican Congressman Burgess Owens. Congressman, you look at that speech, and it was rageful. He was trying to instill fear in the American people. This red backdrop. What was your takeaway on the speech?
Very dark. And let me help you understand, America out there. They are afraid of the brand. Make America great again. They hate that brand because it works. And so they're going to fight against it. And let me tell you what that really means for those of us who love our country. It means simply an economy that's strong, a nation that's safe, a government that's accountable, and a future that's free. That is what the American people want. That's what Make America looks like. And we'll tell you something, Sean. I'm excited about the fact that this is across the board. I have a PAC called Just Win Baby PAC, and it's Americans, it's blacks, it's Hispanics, women, business owners, veterans, those of us who in the past might not have sat at the table, but I've always had this dream, this vision that it will be those communities that once we bring our communities back, we'll bring our country back. And we're the people, we're the communities that can be warning buoys. We're the communities that say that this ideology hurts and demeans and destroys anything that it touches. So we're not afraid of the name calling as long as you call us Americans. And I love the fact that the Just Win Baby PAC will change the narrative forever for what the left is trying to do to our country, to our party. And we will be the party that shows that Americans come in every size, black background and creed and color. But we love our nation. We share that in common, and that's where we're going to move forward. So they are afraid of the MAGA brand for sure.
Yeah, you lay out what MAGA is. It's safety, it's security, it's loving your flag, it's patriotism, it's hard work. Some pretty all-American concepts that they're going after. But with that take, you have Joe Biden saying, MAGA Republicans, they're a threat to democracy. But all the while, you've had Democrat donors give $46 million to Democrat candidates that are MAGA aligned. Make sense of that for me.
Well, it's because they're stealth. They think they're the sharpest tools in the box. And they've done this once before and made a big mistake because there's a lack of wisdom when there's a lack of God. Their idea was to do the same thing with Donald Trump. Remember that one? They gave him all kind of exposure, and he was supposed to be the one that was going to represent the Republican Party, and they were going to defeat very handily with Clinton. Well, it didn't turn out that way because American people get it. We're looking for hope, we're looking for a message, and we're looking for courage when it comes down to fighting against this hard leftist. And can I say this, Sean? My Democratic friends, the left are using you too. It doesn't matter what your party line is. They will destroy anyone who does not fall in line and does not become dependent on them. So understand, this is American process across the board. We need to fight against hard left. This is our moment in November to turn the corner and get ourselves going back in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, it's a toxic ideology, but I want to get your take on this. You're on the Education and Workforce Committee. We just saw this week that the Education Department came out and said we've had a drop in reading and math scores for our 9-year-olds, down 5 and 7 points. What does that mean for our kids? What does that mean for America? What's your take, and what can Congress do?
Go back again. It's on purpose. And we're getting this back. We're going to have educational freedom coming into this new Congress. And we finally have a country that's empathetic now across the board. Those who in the past did not have to be concerned about this can now understand what the poor and those in the lower middle class they're dealing with. This is our moment. And let's not be surprised, by the way. In 2017, the Department of Education in California came out with the fact that 75% of the black boys in the state of California could not pass standard reading and writing tests. Did they care about that? Absolutely not. This is their decision to make sure our kids are not prepared to fight. It's on purpose, and we need to make sure we're educated, we're hopeful, we can critical thinking, that we love our country, and that's what the new education. And I'm excited about being on this committee. I will be the chairman of the pre-K through 12 and education and workforce. I cannot wait for Americans to see what options we give to our kids and to our parents who want their kids to be competitive and to do the best in the entire world.
Congressman, I hope you guys look at this idea that came out in Arizona that says, you know what, the money is going to go with the family and the child. You can pick a school that works for you. If you have a woke school that's teaching, your second grader about sex, or they're teaching racism in your school, you can take your kid out and go to a school that's going to teach them, math and science and English. You get the choice, though, as a parent. You get your money. I hope that Republicans will push in the Congress what happened in Arizona. What say you?
Sean, you nailed it, my friend. It's called educational freedom.
Yes.
We have the freedom to go by and go to any hotel, any fast food. Well, we should have freedom for our kids.
Yes,
and
we
you're right.
should.
If you look at it as a backpack, and their money in their backpack is a funding allotted to them to go anywhere they want to. Let the free market put this in place. And those who want to destroy our kids, they will eventually go out of business. No question.
100%. I hope you guys work on that. Congressman Owens, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.